Hey guys, hello. Hey guys, it is your girl Tanisha Shanee Miss Inspiration. I gotta come. Let me invite some folks. We need to have a conversation today. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know the weekend is pretty much just a wrap. It's over. But I mean, it happens. However, it does not mean that we cannot have a little conversation real quick. Hold on, I'm inviting some folks in. But sorry, I know it takes me sometimes I feel like this is just the most tedious part about going live. But yes, hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I am Tanisha Shanee Miss Inspiration. This actually is going to be uploaded to my podcast. It's a lifestyle with Miss Inspiration. So if you guys are not listening, you're not subscribed, please tune in. It is available on iTunes, Google, Anchor, Spotify. It's on everything except SoundCloud. Yeah, it's not on SoundCloud. Hi guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hi Patricia, your crazy self. So I have to do this. I have to. I feel like God has been speaking to me, and I am to the point where I'm like, there's actually 2 messages that I have to release. And ironically, they both fell in the same scripture, like the same chapter. So I was just like, which one, God? Which one am I supposed to release? But I'm going to stick to this one first because I know that it is something that many of us really do need to listen to. So again, I'm Tanisha Shanee. So this year I released a book called Dear Single in Love, 8 Principles for a Woman Waiting for Her God-Ordained Purpose Mate. I know it's a mouthful. However, that was the name that God gave me. And I was obedient and I released that book. And in that book, it is not only for women. I really do believe that men can receive a lot of wisdom from that book. But the chapter that I want to discuss is chapter 4. Right, so if you want a hard copy of the book, you can go to my website. Hello, Tanikia. You can go to my website and you can purchase it, get an autographed copy, or you can just go straight to Amazon, get the ebook or the soft copy, and have it sent directly to your home. So you actually have choices. But in Dear Single in Love, chapter 4. Chapter 4, we discuss, the name of the chapter is, God, Did You Send Him? Okay? And the reason why I say that, so first of all, the book pretty much is a part of the first series of Pray, Listen, Obey. If you go on my page, you see my background is Pray, Listen, Obey. That has been my my mantra for about 4 years now. I really try to be as obedient as possible, to pray before I do anything, to listen to God, and to obey what God is telling me to do. And I can tell you that when I follow those steps, I am led in the right directions. When I do what Tanisha wants to do, I end up in some trouble. So that does tend to happen. But when it came to relationships, I really took the time to understand that I need to ask God, did you send this person into my life? Now, in the book, I tell y'all, every man, every woman that comes into your life, it is not supposed to be your purpose mate, okay? Every man or woman that comes into your life is not going to be a purpose mate. They're not going to be your husband or your wife. They might be a lesson or a blessing. So please stop thinking because you met someone who was hot, who was cute, who had a nice body, they had good money, a good job, educated, does not mean that he or she is going to be your wife. They could just simply be the person that God has sent into that season to show you a lesson or to bless you, or you might end up being the person that blesses the person. So that's something that I want us to kind of get into that mindset, because I think right now what people are doing, they're going out there and they're dating. They're like, oh my gosh, I want to date. He's cute, she's cute. And they get excited, not realizing, hold your horses. You're getting too excited. Are you talking to God about this person before you jump into these relationships? Now, that is where people fall into problems. So I have posted and I said a lot of times, we don't consult God. We don't pray. We don't ask God. God is the author of your life. God knows who you are. He created you. Again, if you go back to Jeremiah 29, God said, oh, I know. I have a plan for you. Like, I have a plan for your life. Therefore, if he has the plan, the blueprint, then why aren't you talking to him? Because he knows your past, he knows your present, and guess what he knows most importantly? Your future. So if he knows your future, that means you need to be going to him and saying, hey, God, this guy came into my life. I kind of like him. He's digging me. She likes me. I like her. Did you send this person into my life? And what people are failing to do is just that, is to have that conversation. When I started to implement pray, listen, obey, every time that I met a man, I would say, Lord, did you send this person into my life? If I heard no, it's a wrap. We don't need to go any further. You can go exit left, and I'm going to continue going where I need to go. It's that simple, guys. But a lot of times we don't want to do that. We don't ask God anything. We don't ask him anything about this person. We don't know who this person is. We don't know who sent this person. Because if God can send them, guess who else can? All right now. So you have to start saying, Lord, did you send this person into my life? Was this you? Because if it's God, then God is going to say yes. Now, just because God says yes, he sent the person into your life, again, does not mean that that person is going to become your husband or wife. There's still a process to this. Because now that you know, okay, the Lord allowed this person to enter your life. Cool. How do I move forward? You got to continue to pray about this. Now you got to stop. Don't even jump and say, God, is this my husband or wife? I tend to say, kind of slow your roll with that. Because I think so many times we get too harped on, I want a husband or I want a wife. So we just jump to that. God, what is the purpose of this? Because again, while you are looking for a purpose mate, everyone that you're going to meet is not going to be a purpose mate. So you can't even be like, is he my husband? Wait. Lord, what is the purpose? You sent him into my life. What is the purpose of this? Because this is going to be a process. But the one thing that you have to most definitely do is listen to God. Because the first thing is that I hear a lot of times, I don't think God sent this person into my life. But when do we start having those conversations? When the abuse starts, cheating starts, they're neglecting you, all these different things. That's when you start realizing, I've been there. Trust me. I have been in relationships where God told me on the day that the person asked me to be their girlfriend, I felt in my gut this was not supposed to be the relationship for me. But I stayed because I was in my feelings. He was cute. He was feeling me. He was digging me. Okay, I'm going to stay with this person. God was trying to tell me on that day, no, But I didn't have a relationship with God. So as we continue. So when God is telling you no, you walk away. But if God says yes, now you need to say, God, what is the purpose of this? And so what you have to start doing is continue to listen. Now, this is where a lot of people they don't like the listening part. Because people like to go into prayer and like to tell God what they want. But we don't stand back and say, God, what is it that you want from me? So again, if you have Dear Single in Love, in chapter 3, God gave some characteristics of the kind of man that God wants for us to have. And the one thing, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. You know, the one thing that God did not mention in that chapter, that God did not disclose to me, had nothing to do with how the man was going to look. So he might not be tall. He might not be dark-skinned, and you don't, I don't like dark-skinned men. Oh, I love me a dark-skinned man, but this guy light-skinned. So you also got to look at that. Because now in that season, when you are listening, you're saying, okay, God, let me reflect. Is this the man that's following you? Now, that is where we get caught up, ladies. I'm a follower. I follow God. I am a Christ ambassador. I try my hardest to be obedient to what God is telling me to do. Therefore, that the man that's coming into my life, guess what he needs to be doing? He needs to be following God as well. Okay? Because if I'm sitting and I'm praying, I'm asking God for guidance, instructions for my life, for our future, I'm going to need that man also to have that same theory and principles instilled in him. So I can't be in the prayer closet praying and he looking at me cockeyed and crazy saying, but why are you praying? See, that right there is where we end up on a disconnect. So, we hear the term unequally yoked. Oh, well, I don't believe that. Yeah, that right there is a firm believer. Because if I am believing that God is going to send me a purpose mate, that means that I'm going to patiently wait for that person to come. And one of the principles, one of the characteristics that I know that man has to have is that he has to be a follower of Christ. He has to be someone that goes into prayer, and he's praying somewhere right now for me. And I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that the man that is for me is somewhere, wherever he is, in his home, at his church, at his job, and he is sitting here praying for him to meet his purpose mate as I am over here doing the same thing. So when we are in this season and we're asking God as we're dating, you're trying to get to know someone. You don't want to, if God is saying, yes, I sent this person into your life, then that kind of is like you're giving the permission to date, right? But you still got to fill this person out. You still got to start asking different questions. But again, you have to start having that discernment like, okay, so God, what's going on? In the book, I definitely share my own personal experiences, how I met someone and I thought he was going to be the person that God sent for me because he was a pastor. And he was really it was a lesson and a blessing. It wasn't a bad lesson, but it was a lesson and a blessing. And when that came to an end, it came to an end because he knew in order for us to both understand and come to an agreement, he had to pray and I had to pray. And if we both heard God and we both got the same answer, then we was able to walk away with no hard feelings. He heard no, I heard no. All right, sweetheart, it was nice meeting you, and you have a great life. God bless you. And that's how he was able to part ways. We didn't waste any time. That's what you have to do. But you also have to understand, like, you have to pray about this. You have to allow God to be a part of this process. While you are single, you can't be single and desperate. You can't be single and desperate. I'm going to say that again. You can't be single and desperate. Because when you are single and desperate, you are opening yourself up to finding any old nilly-willy nonsense. And this is how we end up needing to heal over and over and over. You ever just keep entering bad relationships after bad relationships and you're not healing and you're just more damaged and you're more broke because you're not allowing God to take you through this journey? Because if you go through this journey and say, Lord, is this person for me? Yes or no? I guarantee you, if you would have asked God about most of the people that have came into your life that you dated, God would have said no. If you would have just listened and you would have been obedient, you could have walked away. No sugar daddies. Patricia, no sugar daddies. Okay? Trust me. we were all like that. You know, we all were like, there's certain things that right now, I'm like, Dad, you know, and it's funny that you said that, because there's times where it's like your flesh wants what it wants, or your flesh needs what it needs. But that's where we get caught up. This is where we end up in the wrong situations, and we start becoming attached to things that we're not supposed to be attached to. So you have to get to that point where you're saying, you know what, God, I know this is not what I'm supposed to be a part of. I know that I'm supposed to wait. This person is not the person. They're a good person. You might meet someone who is so awesome. They're a great person. They treat you nice. I met some nice guys. Take me out. They buy me things. But guess what? When God said, no, that's not the man for you, I had to be so obedient and walk away. Everyone else is looking in, but he's a nice guy. He likes you. Oh my God, he loves you. He wants to be with you. But God said no. God said that is not my husband. God said that's not my purpose mate. That man doesn't believe in God. That man doesn't pray. When I sit at a table and we're at dinner together and I start praying and you make a face like, what you doing? That right there was like a red flag. Yeah, this is not going anywhere. I'm sitting around talking about purpose and you talking about video games. Now, unless your purpose is create a video game, yeah, that's not going to work out for me. And these are the things that you have to be mindful of, because God is going to tell you. He's going to speak. Because when you start, God's going to say, ask him this. You're going to ask him a question, and he's going to answer it. Because God is going to make sure he answers that question for you. And then you're going to sit there, you're going to be like, well, wait. God, that don't sound right. Lord, that don't sound like that's from you. I don't think you want that to be part of my plan. Come on. So we have to really just start talking to God, right? Talk to God, pray to God, invite him, right? Invite him into your single. You're single right now, enjoy it. Go on trips by yourself. 2019, I went on trips by myself. I took myself out on dates. I enjoyed myself. I had to heal. I had to do so. I can't stand her. I can't call of God, not call of duty. I mean, I like that. Call of God, not call of duty. But I had to heal. I had to start reflecting and identifying what were some of my relationship weaknesses. Like, I really had to use my season of single, and I had to allow God to take me through this process. Now, everyone's season is going to look different. Some people might only be single for a couple of months. And some people might be single for about 5 or 10 years. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what someone else is doing. Don't worry about that your cousin is getting married and they're having children. Because guess what? There are a lot of people out there, ladies and gentlemen, that are in relationships, that are married right now, and they are not happy. They are miserable. But they have to put on this show for us. I got a man. They putting on Instagram relationship goals. My relationship goals is me being with the person that God said yes to. Yes, I sent him. Yes, this is going to bless you. Yes, he is your purpose mate. Yes, he is going to pray with you and for you. Yes, 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 yes. All of those have to be a yes. And he has to fall into the characteristics. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Tanisha, what's some of these characteristics that God was talking about? So the first characteristic is the first one on the list. He needs to be employed. Okay. So what this list actually came from, it came from the book of Ruth. I know it's cliche, but the Ruth and Boaz. But unfortunately, that is one of the best examples that we have. But there are others in the Bible. So the man that's for us is going to be employed. And if you actually think about it, Boaz was not just employed, he was an entrepreneur. So that really kind of tells you something different. Like, this man is not going to just have a job. He is going to have a career. He is going to know how to have multiple streams of income, right? He is not going to just sit around waiting for someone to give him a paycheck every 2 weeks. So that's just something that we have to really think about. No pressure. If the man that you meet just has a job or he has a career, he's not an entrepreneur yet. Because there are things that can happen as you are growing together. But the first things first, ladies, he needs to have a job. He needs to be gainfully employed, and he should be able to support himself. Now, I say that because so many times we are hearing today in society where women are saying, oh, he needs to be able to take care of me. No, I need him to know how to take care of himself. I'm going to need you to know how to pay your own rent. I'm going to need you to know how to pay some bills. I need you to know how to balance that checkbook. Like, I'm going to need you to know how to do all that before you even introduce and take care of Tanisha, right? The man is going to notice you first, which pretty much means he's going to sit there and he's going to pursue you, right? And in him pursuing you, he's going to be the one that's going to approach you. So right now we have in society dating apps, and women are going out there and they're like, hey, here's my number. You know, I think you're cute. You know, I want to holler at you. Let's get together. They're being the ones that's out here and pursuing. Nah, the man that's going to be for you, that man is going to notice you, and he is going to take immediate action because he's going to be like, wait, I got to make sure I get a hold on her. he is going to be a protector. So he's not going to have you out here in these streets walking around with him and you fighting the battles and he's just sitting in the car talking about, see, I'm telling my own business. He's going to be sitting in the car while some dude is in your face saying he's going to punch you in the mouth. Yeah, that happened to me before. He's going to wine and dine you. He's going to take you on some dates, or he wants to get to know you. He wants to experience things with you. He's not going to just have you, hey, you want to come over? You want to come chill with me? I got Netflix. I got a Fire Stick. That's the new one, ladies. He got a Fire Stick. If you got a Fire Stick, I don't want to come to your house. We need to go somewhere. Go get some coffee, Starbucks. Come on now. I'm just saying, because a lot of times we get stuck, we get caught up in this. We need to sit here and be like, no, I'm going to need you to go take me to Barnes & Nobles first. Can we go get a book? Can you read? Let me not go there. He would know how to face adversity and problem solve. Now, I find that this is one of the ones that is really, you tend to find out later on in a situation. It might arise early, but right now there's an epidemic where women are problem solving. Like, we're coming to the table like, here's the issue, here are some solutions, and dudes just sitting back saying, okay, cool. No. The man that's going to come for you is going to be the one. Yes, Disney Plus. He's going to have Disney Plus. The man that's going to come into your life is going to be able to say, look, babe, we have a problem. And this is the problem. And guess what? I was thinking that we should do this, this, and this. But before he even does that, that means that he is going where? See, this is where the pray, listen, obey comes in. That man, he knows that there's a problem. He's not going to sit and think over his own. He's going to go into prayer and say, Lord, we have a problem. God, how do we solve this problem? And then he's going to come to you, his partner, and he's going to say, look, I went to God, we prayed, and this is what I think we should be doing. Ba, 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 ba. He's going to see adversity. He's not going to run and hide. He's not going to go silent on you and shut down. He's going to sit here and be like, look, babe, we got to sit here and work through this because we just got a notice and, you know, God said we should do blah, blah, blah. And that's how that man should sit here and do that, okay? He's going to have respect for your family. So a lot of you have children. You're single moms. You might be even a single father. The man or the woman that's going to come into your life, guys, and this is, again, this list really goes both sides. It's not for just a man. But for this one particularly, I really believe that if the person that you're dating or the person that you're entering a partnership with, where God is saying yes, that you're going to have so much respect and care for their families. You're going to care about their children. You're going to care about their mothers. You're going to care about, you know, what's going on in their families. Doesn't mean you're going to get heavily involved and try to solve all the problems, but you're gonna have a care and a respect for it, okay? So these are things that we got to be mindful of, because as many of times, a lot of you have been in relationships and something happened with your mom and the man is looking at you like, all right, cool, but holla at me when you get a chance, you know? No. God is like, wait, that man's gonna be sitting right next to you. And he's going to sit there and hold your hand. He's going to wipe them tears. He's going to make sure that you ate and make sure your sister's there, your brother's there. You guys good? Y'all need some food? Let me go run out and get something and I'll be back. He's not going to run and leave you by yourself. He will encourage you in your purpose assignment. And I love this because it can't be your purpose, mate, if the person does not believe that you have a purpose assignment. Okay? I tell people, and this is something I say, you know, recently I had a conversation with someone and they made a comment and I really felt like they was trying to take a little stab and they was like, oh, so you really into the God thing. I didn't like that because I'm like, it's not a God thing. This is my purpose. Like, if you're going to try to deal with me or you trying to be in my life, you're going to have to accept that this is me. This is not, I don't do this because, I'm going to say this. I don't do this because I want to do this. I do this because God instructs me to do this. And that's the reason why I do it. I do it because I understand that there's someone out there that needs this. They need to understand this because if God gave it to me, that means that he needs to give it to someone else. I don't write these books for myself. I wrote the books and I put it out there, but I also need to talk about it, which will hopefully encourage someone to say, yo, I really need to read this because, look, back to the digress. I digress too far. But he's going to encourage you in your purpose assignment. He's going to understand that there's something that you might need to be doing. So you might need to feed the homeless, right? He's going to be like, babe, I understand. Saturday mornings, you're going out, you're feeding the homeless. He's not going to discourage you from that. He's not going to say, but just come lay with me. Don't do that. Don't go over there. Oh, you about to record for a podcast? You about to go on live? Yo, come lay down with me. He's not going to do any of that. He's going to be like, go ahead, babe. I support you. I believe you. What do you need me to do? You need me to hand out some flyers? You need me to share this? Like, he's going to encourage you. He's going to believe that God is using you for that particular time and season. He believes in God. He believes in God. He believes in God. Your purpose mate, the person that is meant for you, believes in God. That's it. And not the universe. Like, he believes in God. He believes in the Trinity. He believes that there was God, that Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit. Right? And I say that because so many times we're trying to date people who don't believe what we do. I used to be I'm still cautious. I don't overshare and be like, I have these spiritual gifts. I don't do all of that. Because at the end of the day, I know everyone might not be where I'm at. I have to discern who they are, because if God sent them into my life, then I may slowly start. I might share a video. I might share a podcast episode. I might share something and kind of see how they take it before I really dive into it, because I know everyone can't handle this. There's Christians who can't handle some people's anointing. So if a person who's not a Christian, a person who doesn't believe in God, you sit here and tell them half the stuff, they're going to be like, what? Fivefold ministry? What's that? You got a ministry? Boy, you talk about God. God talks to you. You pray. You got a prayer closet. They're going to be asking you all kind of crazy questions, and they're going to really think that you're crazy. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, that just means what? He is not your person. That's simple. Like, guys, we got to get into this. Like, I tell people, I tell friends, and I share this, and I say it not to be a hater, not to sit here, but stop entering bad relationships because you are desperate, because you're lonely, because you just want someone. If you don't know how to enjoy your own self and your own company, then guess what? You're not going to enjoy their company, because then they're going to get on your nerves, and you're going to be sitting there like this, my God, can you go home? And now just imagine if you do decide to get married, they can't go home. They live with you now. Y'all married. To death do your part. So this is why we really need to take heed to, what is God trying to tell me? Is God telling me that this is the person? Because at the end of the day, and I always say this, and I don't say it to be negative, but God doesn't have to bless your mess. He doesn't have to fix it. Because a lot of times we enter relationships, we don't ask God, is this the person for us? We don't even have any consultations, no conversations whatsoever. We just do it because it's how we feel. I felt good at that moment. And then next thing you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, maybe 3 years later, and now you up here praying, God fix him. He can't do that. Like, he doesn't have to. A lot of times God thinks God does, but he doesn't have to. So it's like, why not just do the right things in the beginning, and you can kind of avoid all of that at the end of the day. That's just something that I really want us to think about. Like I said, there are a lot of single people out there, and a lot of us, we're waiting. And someone had posted earlier on Facebook, so when you're waiting, what do? Like, you can't just sit around and do nothing. You need to be healing, right? You need to be working on your purpose. You need to start, preparing yourself. Like, what are you bringing to the table? And it doesn't have to just be finances, right? As women, there's certain things that we have to also, like, I know that one of the things that I'm asking God to help me with in this season is I want to be able to be softer, right? Because I'm so strong, because I'm an independent woman, I've been single now for 3 years. I have a problem being like, oh, like, I'm not that girl. Like, I'm not the, he's so sweet. That's not me. And that's hard. And I understand that a man, he doesn't want someone who's going to, be rough or who's going to be strong. So I'm working on being a little bit softer, and I spent a lot of time with one of my friends and her son. And I feel like when he's around, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I want to have those feelings. Oh my gosh. So when I see him, I'm like, I want to hug him. Like, I just want his energy because he's the baby. And I feel like that's what I need. I need that energy that I get from when I see a really cute baby or someone who's just like, oh, like, I just want that. Patricia said God gave us free will, but that free will leads to Netflix and chill. And you know what? It's the truth. It's the truth. That free will leads you into, you know, so right now, like, we're gonna talk real talk. In New York City is one of the most expensive cities out there. How much is rent right now? Right? I'll tell you. Anywhere from, for let's say a 1-bedroom apartment. Right now, depending on where you want to live, if you want to live in Brooklyn or Manhattan or Harlem, you could pay anywhere from a decent area, $1,800 to about $2,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So unless you're making decent money, I would say like in the 70s at least, some people are out here saying, you know what, he's kind of cute. He's not that bad on the aisle. He got a good job. Why don't we move in together? But they don't like that man. They can't see themselves marrying him. But guess what? He can pay half of that rent. So that they can live, you know, downtown Brooklyn. Or they can live in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Have a balcony or have a rooftop. They can live real nice. But you don't like him. He's not the person for you. He don't believe in God. You believe in God, but he doesn't. And here you are. Now you have compromised your peace and your happiness because you need to be able to pay 50-50 on rent because you don't make enough to live on your own. That's the reality. That's the climate that we are living in 2019 as we are entering 2020. And so someone said, what do you do in that situation? Then I'm going to need you to go live somewhere that you can afford. Find some place. There are parts in Brooklyn, there are parts in Queens, and, you know, I mean, Staten Island, no shade against Staten Island, but Staten Island seems like they're a little bit affordable. You have to find where you can afford so that you do not have to compromise and start shacking up with people. It is what it is. You're shacking up with someone just so that you can pay less money in rent. I'd rather go get a girlfriend or, you know, live with your sister, your cousin, and girl, let's share this apartment so that we don't have to pay. But when you start finding relationships just off of the conditions in your mind, because it is a motive, right? I'm just going to date this person so that he can pay half and I can pay half. I tell anyone, for the last 3.5 years, there's only been one person that's been with 2 people. One of them is a super. I don't have people. Guys get very upset with me when they meet me. They're like, hey, can I come over? No, you cannot. Why not? Because you don't need to spectate and find out if this is the place that you can live. If a man does not have his own place, he cannot live with me. You need to go find your own apartment, pay rent for a while, sign your own lease, so you can make sure that you can pay your rent every first of the month. That's what I need you to do. Because over here, we got to make sure that everything is paid. Until then, I'm good by myself. And this is what a lot of women and men, because men do it too, but we do this and we start finding ourselves in such an unhappy situation. Stop doing that. Stop. Stop being with someone just so that you can save money on paying rent. Because it's going to compromise your peace. It's going to take you away from your purpose. You don't know what that person is bringing in. Not just clothes and some furniture and knickknacks. They're going to also bring energy. We don't know what people bring in with them. And I'm telling you, it can totally distract you. I've seen people become depressed. Look, you saw my situation 2016. I did it. I shacked up with someone. I ended up pregnant and it almost killed me. I almost died. Because God told me, stop having sex. Stop, stop, stop. But I have a boyfriend, and I try to make sense of it. And I sat here and I try to do things on conditions. And here I was, found out I was pregnant on Friday, and I had to walk in a blizzard to the ER from my house And the doctor said to me, if you didn't come when you did, you would not have walked out of here. We would have had to send you to the morgue. I would have died. All because he moved in. So these are things that I share this because I want you to do better. I don't want you to go out here and just pick any, mini, money, mo. Pray about it. Once you pray, listen. And then this third step is obey. That's it. So I am Tanisha Shanee Miss Inspiration. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for listening. For those who are listening onto the podcast, it's a lifestyle with Miss Inspiration. Again, if you're not following my podcast, please go and subscribe on iTunes, Google, Spotify, anywhere except SoundCloud that podcasts are available. So I am Tanisha Shanee. Please make sure, if you didn't get your copy of Dear Single in Love, it is available on ebook and soft copy for Amazon, or if you want an autographed copy, go to the link that is in this description and order your book, and I will send it directly to you with a nice little description. Have a great one, guys. Thank you.